Today, we're going to show you how to build your own metal melting minion foundry. Don't be fooled by this cute little guy, because he can melt aluminum, copper, or lead in under a minute, making liquid metal that can be cast into just about anything. Check out the description below this video for a complete list of tools and materials you'll need for this build. Before cutting into your propane tank, you want to make sure you remove any of the leftover propane in the tank. I'm doing this with compressed air, but you can also fill your tank with water. I wanted to add hair to the minion foundry, and originally decided to drill holes in the lid and use bolts to achieve this look. Later in the video, I changed my plan and ground the bolts down so they were thinner and then welded them in place. You will still need to add the eyelet hooks though to remove the lid from the foundry when it is hot. So as you can see, I have way too much of this ceramic insulation. I ordered this stuff off Amazon. I got suckered into spending a little bit more money, but getting way more product. I have no clue what I'm gonna do with this in the future. So if you guys need some of this ceramic insulation for your foundry, drop me a message in the comment and I'll send some out to you. Wow, this stuff is actually kind of nasty stuff. Check out these warning instructions. Be sure to wear safety glasses and a full respirator when handling ceramic fiber. So I'm gonna go ahead and coat the outside of the KO wool with the refractory cement that we just mixed up. The refractory cement is gonna offer a protective coating around the KO wool and hopefully make our Foundry last a little bit longer. We're using high heat enamel paint for the outside of the Foundry. This paint will withstand temperatures of 650 degrees Celsius or 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. For more details on the product that we used, check out the links in the description below. I'm putting the Foundry in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This should remove any moisture still present in the refractory cement. The last thing we need to do is make a crucible. This will be used to hold the metal inside the Foundry. We're going to be using this small propane tank as our crucible. So I want to give you guys a quick review of the Foundry that I built. This thing performed really well. We melted aluminum in under 3 or 4 minutes. So I was a little concerned that the paint job wasn't going to hold up on this Foundry. I thought it was just going to burn right off, but it didn't. It actually held up great. So a couple mistakes that I made during this build was using a propane cylinder as a crucible. This thing, once it was heated up, was really easy to poke a hole in, and it makes a giant mess in the bottom of the Foundry. So I'd recommend not using a propane cylinder for this task. You can get clay crucibles on Amazon. I put a link in the description to where you can buy that. If you guys have a good idea on what I can use for a crucible other than a propane tank in the Foundry, I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop me a comment. Next up, the refractory cement that I used to coat the kale wool on the inside of the Foundry. There's some cracks in there, and there's also a bit of delamination between the 2 layers. I think it's because I did 2 separate layers, and the second layer didn't seem to really bond to the first layer very well. So that's it for today. I'm gonna take this metal melting minion back outside and see what I can make out of all these pennies.